Wealth creation. Wealth creation. This is a very interesting topic that we have been uh, anticipating for in this course of this video. Wealth creation, wealth creation, and then the most important, one of the most important topic in financial class and business class is wealth creation. Two ways that money work in wealth creation. In for today's video, I'm not going to uh, talk deeply on wealth creation as it were, but I'm going to deep around the concept of wealth creation because many people, the things we pay for, seminars, master classes, a lot of things that we pay for to just know how to create wealth. They are very important and they are needful as far as our journey in wealth and prosperity is concerned. But in today's service, in today's video rather, I'm going to give us two ways money work in wealth creation. So my own concern in this video is about how money works in wealth creation because I found out that most of the things they teach us in wealth creation are not actually aiming towards creating wealth, or sometimes uh, wealth creation teachings, master classes, seminars, they were not actually uh, they are not actually carved out to empower the layman. See that after you listen to those things, there is no resources, there is no money to to start what you have learned. Sometimes you have learned about to make money, everything, but there's no money to make the money because people don't know that you still need money actually to make money. And those are the realities that people don't want to get with. And but it's important to know that you need money to make money. So even me myself, one of the frustrations I've gotten in my early years in working in finances is that most of the things people teach me, I don't have resources to do them. Or do this, put money here, do investment. Now I want to eat. I'm even hungry. I'm just trying to find, and I found that most of the things I paid for that time are not meant for me. They're actually meant for people that actually have money, so that they can make more money. See that now. So sometimes if you want to pay for master classes or any seminar, you have to be careful. You have to be very, very careful. You know why? Because you will be paying for things that will not benefit you. You know, somebody who is poor, broke, gather small money to go and learn how to make money. Then they are telling me you have to have millions to do this. Where will I see the millions? I can't find it. I don't have. I think there is something for me that can make me start from where I am. See that now. That's why most of these market like people do, I don't. They can't help people. They can't. It's just for people that are already, maybe they are the middle class, they have already have money and they want to scale higher. Maybe that, but people that are still poor, broke, dejected, there should be something that you can teach them at that level that can bring them out. See that now. That's why anything you call wealth creation that cannot bring a poor person that is poor, broke out of where he is. That is, no matter how poor, broke you are, there is still something for you that you can do. If you are willing to do it, you can do at that $0, $0 something. You can do something. That is actually wealth creation. That actually is a finance kind of thing that I can vow for. That is something that I want. Because there are many people that are in poverty than people that are already skill higher. You see that now. So my own job today in this video is to just tell us the two ways money work in wealth creation and people that money work for. You get it now. So that if you have not find yourself in this place, you have another job to do. You see that now. So that you not be like just waste part 9, or you wait seminar or a conference or a paid master class, just collected my money, now I'm not having any, does not blesses me, or it makes sense to me, but don't have money to start it out. See that now. So there are two ways money work in wealth creation. I'm not going to talk about that right now. So the first set of people are the what I call the indemnify, the indemnify, the indemnify, Indemnify, the indemnify. What are those people? They are those people who work for money. In wealth creation, the first step is to work for money. You are poor, you are broke, you don't have anything to do with investment first. Your first thing is to work for money. You know, people say don't work for money, let money work for you. They say there's another level to that. But the first level for someone that is coming out is to sort out something you can do for money. So the only category of people that are found in this place are employees. They are employees or people that want to give their skill, their time to make money. These are categories of people, or let me say, these categories of people are those ones who use their time, their energy, their skills, their talents, their certificates to serve others for a fixed and stagnated amount. And sometimes it can grow. So these are what we call the indemnify. And this is the starting point of every wealth anybody can start. If you have money already, this category is not for you. But if you are a person who is poor, broke, and all of those things, you will start your journey from indemnify, where you have the skill, you have the energy, you have the time, or you have a certificate, or you have talent that can serve for others for a fixed amount of money over a period of time. You are good to go. And sometimes people in this category, they can even have more money than people that call themselves wealthy people, because wealth sometimes does not. Imagine somebody who have the skill to play football at the top level, top tier level in Europe. You are going to pay high. Sometimes the money some people from footballers are collecting per week, their wages, their salary, even their allowances alone, very, very huge. Those are generational wealth. You see that now. So they are called the indemnify. So for wealth created to happen, this category of people must evolve as manpower or labor force to enhance efficiency and productivity for predictable amount of profit. So this kind of people, they are part of the value chain. They are part of the wealth chain. Even the wealthy need them to stay wealthy. No matter how proud, how boastful you are, these indemnify these people, you need them to even stay wealthy. Without them, and at another level, you need them to be also wealthy too, or to stay wealthy. Because for wealth creation to happen, these people have to become the manpower, the source, the workaholic, the labor force that will enhance efficiency, effectiveness, and productivity for a predictable outcome. Because if these people, imagine you build a company and there's nobody to work there, there's no indemnify. That company is useless. Sorry. Once you build a company, there's no manpower. The company is useless. Even if you have machine to run most of the things, you still need men to do some actually, because the machine will not even operate itself. Somebody needs to operate it for maximum output. You see that now. So this indemnify, these people are people, they are majorly employees or skillful people. They can be expatriates, they can be professionals, you can call them any name you want to give to them. But one thing happens is that they are seeing the category of that employee, and we need them. Any economy, and that's why I tell you that all of us will not become entrepreneur or entrepreneurship or business person. We will not, because There are some people that are supposed to be part of that what you are establishing, and you need them because only you cannot be the clerk, you can't be secretary, you can't be the project manager, you can't be the workforce, you can't be everything. You can only be CEO if you happen to have established one company. See that now. So the indemnify are people that they are labor force, um they are manpower. They created the value chain for many systems to run. You see that now. So if you are in this category, and I believe you won't spend more time on this lane because it has limited benefits and incentives. It is true. One thing about this category is that people that are happens to be in this category, after a while they evolved, they gather more money to have their own establishment. Many a times happen that way. uh Sometimes people gather money to so that they can establish themselves. It's good because they don't want to become an indemnify for a long time. So at this plane, it is not um advisable that you stay long in this category, because when you gather money here, how the economy progresses is that you too become a job provider, because where you are, there are a lot of people queuing for that kind of position you were in your company or where you are working. And if you too created the job, you have given other people too another chance to become part of what you are doing. And those people who have a job that they are doing, so and the chain continue. But the reason why people die in this category is that number one, the job they are doing, they don't like it. Number two, many jobs are underpaying, especially in the country, let me say the third world countries. There are a lot of underemployment there, and underpayments. The payments are not good, are very bad, and it's just so bad that it, it is it is so difficult for you to have a good kind of um good paying job. You see that now, especially when in the economy where there are too much of unemployment. Many job providers they pay less because they believe that they have advantage over the market, over the labor market, because there are many people who want to work, so they will ride on that advantage and begin to underpay, except there's a certain policy that actually go against those useless behavior that many employers do. But I have seen it, especially in Nigeria, many companies underpay people and they overuse them. Why? Because they believe that even if you leave the job, there are 10 others that are going to take up the job as you do it even without underpayment. So one man's food is another man poison. So as you are disagreeing with your employer that you can't accept this payment, somebody is saying, okay, let me just managing this, paying the time I see better job, which will not even come. So they die there, poor, broke, and then the cycle continues. See that now. So at this plane, the chain of wealth is directly influenced by others or the employers. So at this indemnify, the chain of wealth is influenced by the employer. So they decide what flows to your pocket, and they choose when it flows to you, whether weekly or monthly. So employer will agree, okay, I want to pay you every week, or bi-weekly, or 2 times a month, or monthly, depending on the agreement. So they decide what to flow to your pocket. So it's the employer that will tell you this amount that I can afford to pay. And many times, as I was saying earlier, that when you say you deserve more than that, they say they can't afford it. And sometimes most employer they are also under the effect of certain governmental policies that does not make them also make more profit. So they want to pay what they can afford. So at this junction, they decided what to flow to your pocket. They tell you, okay, we can pay this amount for you every month. If you say, okay, um, make increase the pay. If you say no, they can increase, and some say okay, if you can prove to us that you are very skillful and you know what you are doing, okay, after 1 month of assessment or so, we can agree to increase your salary. You see that now. So it happens. So they determined when to float to you, and mostly it's just once a month, which is end of the month, and that means you are going to get paid just 12 times a year. Apart from maybe end of the year remuneration, just give you the year some things they did to people, which is fine, but most especially it is uh every month they pay, and the employer determine the cash flow on their terms, not on your terms. So in this Indemnify, employer can determine. I'm telling you how money work in wealth creation, because when people say wealth creation, they just focus on people that are making wealth. They are not focused on people that we also work in making sure that money keep flowing in. And that first people they indemnify. So if you find yourself here, I'm describing your situation for you now, that the employer will determine the cash flow on their terms, not on your terms. Sometimes some employer can say, okay, how much do you feel that you can collect or you want to be earning? Some people mention something high above what they can say. What you say, young man, we can't pay you that amount. This is what we can pay. And you see that everything they want to agree with you will still be on their terms. The best you can do is to raise your pay and show your worth that you can something like that. But at the end of the day, if your word does not correspond with what they want to pay, you will see the job is not for you. Yeah, and they can even delay your work. Sometimes some employer delay salary. They say okay, they don't make profit for the year. Okay, something delay. No, it happens. I've worked for people before. I've worked for some companies before. I see how they do. Sometimes they delay salary and all of that. So the labor law operating in your respective countries can also determine the level of power, cash flow, time, and resources that can be at your disposal. So let me talk from different perspective of different country now. Uh, every country have their own labor law. There is a law that guides their workers, that guides their um, the working facility. It guides the way they work. It guides their level of power. There's a country that uh, the labor law has an amount of power, at least as against their employer if they treat them bad. Also, they determine the cash flow, also determine the time of work, because some country they can say, okay, the time of work should be 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So country they say the time of work can be 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So country can say, okay, the time of work should be 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. depending on the country. But let me talk particularly from Nigeria perspective now. Number one now, there is a Nigeria labor law, and each labor law works in different ways. Although they have a national level where they meet, but in peculiar to where you are working, there is certain things that work there. And one of the things they stand for is that they first determine the level of power they have. I work in a company before in Lagos whereby they determine there's no labor law there, so and there's no labor forum, there's no labor association there, and then the employer begin to take advantage of that and begin to treat people anyhow. So when people fight, the employees, they fight for the establishment of labor association in the company. So that's when they stop. So if they treat any employees anyhow, the employee will just commence a strike. Production will stop. This will stop, and that means the company is already losing, because when customers begin to demand for goods and there's no goods on ground, there's no people to work. They have to work with the labor force there. So the level of power there begin to regulate. Although they have a jurisdiction where they can go to, but what comes to respect to the welfare and then the overall uh, power of every employee, they are protected by that organization. They are protected. Also, the cash flow. What did they do there in my own time? That time is that before they were underpaying. I think let me even say it, they were paying for entry level. They were paying 4,000 naira in that company, and we have to work from 6 a.m. From 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 to 7, 12 hours job from Monday to Saturday. See that now, and they pay 40,000, and plus your overtime, money can increase to maybe can be around 50,000. That's highest. But when the labor came, the labor association, then they fight for increase of payment for every workers, that we can't be paying us this minute money while we are working 7 hours every day for you, excluding Sunday. So they fight it, they increase the pay almost like 70% increase that time, and the people go to earn around 70, 80,000, 90,000 at that time. And they also put in the agreement that they have to be increasing the salary twice every year, which in incorporate with NDIC, which have the insurance of those employees there. So also they control the time of working, and then resources that can be. So the labor law that is operating in a country can also determine what will come to you, level of power you will have, your cash flow, what you're going to earn, and then the time of work. So if you are part of the Indemnify, these are the things that will be your experience. You see now. Also at this plane, there is a limited access to wealth. Why? Because the chain of wealth is decided by your submission under one man system of disposing wealth that comes through agreement based on labor law operating your country. So in this plane, there's limited access to wealth, because most of what you are going to earn will be basically your salary. Apart from if you have a company whereby they pay maybe overtime, they pay for all other remuneration, maybe you meet some other targets, they reward you for it, bonus, all those things. There are certain place for that, but most especially you are basically going to have your fixed salary on dot, and also that is decided by your submission under the system of that company or that organization they're working in. So once you are an employee, there is a limited access to wealth. There are some jobs that pay very well. I agree to that. There are some jobs that actually pay very, very well. Very, very well. Very well. They are high paying jobs. Yeah, they are paying jobs. As also when your kind of work begin to have a system whereby people begin to believe and begin to see that your worth is around that level of professionalism that they can't do without you. They begin to see you as a not just a employee now, but as a system in the organization. See that now. So your receiving of money, your salary, your wealth is going to be determined by the person that employs you, basically. So this is the first way, or the first way how money works in wealth creation. So money cannot flow to you because you created wealth. Money flows to you because of the system that run it. And one of the systems, even whether you are an employee or you are an employer, you must understand this Indemnify very well, because they are part of the value chain. Number two, you need their skill. Sometimes you can create a whole company now, and you yourself don't have any skill to even run it. So you need this man. So your wealth will be determined by the people who give their all for it. So you say wealth creation, go and start a company, start a business. They don't teach you that you don't start a business anyhow. There are people that will work in that business, and there's a skill they have to have. There's competency they have to have. There's a mastery they have to have before, and you have to pay them well for it, because your own wealth will be determined by how you make them wealthy and how satisfied they are with your payment. So if you underpay them, the productivity level may reduce, and people that know their worth and see another job, they will leave your job and go to another one. See that now. So as we say, there is underemployment, there is unemployment in the country. There's some people that the company cannot mess around with. You can't. If you mess around with them, your company goes down, because they are the backbone of production. It's not machine. It's not robot. It's not AI somewhere. They are the people that make sure that things runs. I've worked in a company before whereby There's other people there, they don't allow them to go on leave. Everybody with rising leave, they don't allow them go on leave. No why? So that you just give them 2 days off, 3 days off to rest. If you want to rest, but even at that 2 days off, they still be calling you that something is wrong at the office. You have to uh find a way around it, even though you're not coming there, they still be calling you. Whereas some people can go on leave and also nobody will disturb them because they are not really the major engine room of that company. So we can say there is underemployment, there is unemployment, but people that whenever they go to door open for them because of the kind of value and the skill they have. Every company worth them, every organization worth them. They may be part of the Indemnify, they be employee value chain, but yet their pay is determined by their worth, not what you want to pay them. They will command their payments. There are people like that. And even go to sports world, people demand, footballer demand this my pay. If you can't pay, I go elsewhere. That's why at the end of their contract, they want increase in contract because of their value. And when the club assess them well and say what you want to demand, we can't pay you, is too much. The guy will leave. And sometimes when it comes to real value, when they want to buy with the club, they negotiate with your agents. They negotiate a good salary for you. See that now. So it's not everybody that be an indemnifier that is poor. Sometimes some people are indemnified, but they can command but it's not for everybody, but people can command their words, command their salary. Happen like so. They are the first chain. So without these footballers, without these sports stars, the people that even buy the club don't make profit because their profit is depending on how performing those players are doing. So if you don't pay them well, if you don't make them rich as well, you too as a club owner, you not make money. You not make money, and that's why every club at every top level they make money at different stages. In Europe now, if you qualify for Champions League, you earn more money as a club. There's a bonus for you for a player as well. If your club win a trophy or a cup, there's a bonus for you. There's a money that comes in. The ticket of every stadium different, depending on how valuable the club is. Their sales of jersey is different. If they buy a big player, they sell their jersey to recover most of the money. See that now because they have fan base that will buy it. So those are how it works every way. So the indemnify are people that works for money. They are the first category of people in the money market, in wealth creation market. See that now, and everybody needs them. Everybody needs them. So the second people in wealth creation are what we call the brainy. From the word brain, just put y to the end of it. The people that have brain, these are people that money works for them. Now, in wealth creation, you have to become or be part of one of these two categories. If you're not part of the indemnify, you must be part of the brainy. Those are the people that money works for them. They do work for money. Remember the first category, people that work for money. These people are people that money works for them. The only category of people that can be found here are investors, CEO, business owner, employer. Yeah, these are basically anything. Wealth is not deep. It's not a lot of work. You see, sometimes when things are too simple, it's very hard for people to understand. People that we find in this category, people that we will find here, investors, CEOs, or an employer. Very, very simple. No more, no less. And this category of people are the ones who put their wealth to work and get more wealth. Remember, they need people that are indemnified. But what they do is that they are the ones that put their wealth, they're the ones that took the risk. And this is why they were brainy, is that they were brainy and they were so brave because they're the one that because if also I am indemnified, the company make profit or not, you're going to get paid. See that now. But when it comes to brainy, they may be on the losing side, but they have to pay salary. That's why the bigger the risk, the bigger the there's a company that have shut down and they keep some some company even go down gradually, but as they're going down, they have to keep paying salaries. See that now. Sometimes when they fail to pay, people resign and go. That is the burden, that is the risk that come with being in this category. But if you are your employer, the best you can do, you have anything to lose. The only thing you can lose is your job, and you can find another one. But somebody that holds, excuse me, somebody that owns the company, where will you go and find the job? You can't find the job. The best thing is that he has to make sure he do something for that company to revive. And most of the time, most of the company does not come back to life. They died. They died forever. I've seen some bank they crash down and then somebody has to buy it up. As many companies run bankrupt. I've seen it, and their staff left them. They go to another company to go and work, and that's the problem. So there are people that put their wealth to work and get more wealth. They are the one that took the risk. They buy company, they set up the things, and then they took all the risk, and then it works for them, and that's where they are. So they leverage on other people's time, skill, talent, certificates to get more wealth. So when they set up a company, what they do is that they can't do every job by themselves. They can't be the production manager, project manager, they can't be the accountant, they can't be the finance department, they can't be the security department, they cannot be the people that work on the factory or anything you created. They can't be everything. So what they do is that they need to find the required skills, talent, certificate, people that learn about this thing to work for them so that this thing can work together, harmonized, and then they begin to have their wealth. So when you see a man, let's say a man created or established a textile company now, he can't do everything for themselves. Textile company requires a lot of raw materials to come together before they can become a finished good. So they need experts, you need machines, you need people that can work this thing together, package it together, and then make it a finished good product. So I've been in manufacturing product before, company before rather. I've seen how the manufacturer thing. Sometimes I've worked there as um, part of the workforce. That people that used to work on the machine. They are the least level of workers there, and there are people that they are paid less. I've worked there before. I know what it means. They are the backbone of the company. They are the one that run the errand, do every job for them. See that now. And also, I've worked as the store before, whereby I receive raw materials and packaging materials. These raw materials, sometimes when I receive them, they don't make money to me. By the time they get all of this product together, there are people that mix it together, and they mix all it together. Before you know it, in 1 hour, 2 hours, product is done. They can package inside and then they sell it to the market. You see that now. So these people that do all this together in the company, the CEO is not even there. Sometimes those companies I work in, the CEO always all the time comes maybe 2 or 3 times a year. He's not even around. He come around after a while. He has traveled out to Dubai. Sometimes you can go back to India. Sometimes you can, he just doesn't even stay in the company. He just put a chairman there, or let me say a project manager there, and then the HR, the human resources manager, the people that run the affairs of the company, and then they get the job done, and everybody get to work. So they use the other people's skill, talent, and certificate to get more wealth. So unlike the Indemnify, the chain of wealth here are unlimited. In the Indemnify, their chain of wealth are limited because you can't get paid beyond what they want to pay you. Even as a footballer, your club can make 20 million euros, 20 million pounds. What they are going to give you there maybe up to more than your company can be making 30 million pounds every month in ticket sales, everything here and there, and what they're giving inside it not more than 300,000 pounds. Do that now. So they can control what you are earning, and your company, your club is making more than that. Do that now. So you see them sitting upstairs on those stadiums with big belly. They don't run on the pitch the way people are running. They're the one that owns the business, and they make how much they earn. In fact, when they sell player, they can sell a player as much as 100 million pounds, and they collected the money. And you are still the club, they have not sell you, and they not give you share of what they sell. They don't give you share of what they sell. You see that now. So in this, the chain of wealth here are unlimited. There's no limitation to what we can earn. The labor law has no effect on their wealth, except we have effect on when it comes to employee-employer relationship. So the labor law has no effect on them. So they put their money to labor instead to put themselves into it. So what they do is that they put part of the money so they can be larger part of it to labor so they can have more output. So when people actually increase your salary, it's not because of you, it's because what they benefit you or benefit them. So no company actually wanted to increase your pay until they see something that is beneficial to them. If it is not beneficial to them, they will increase, they would rather lose you. But when they begin to see that, okay, losing you will become a problem to our company, okay, let's find a way to raise your pay. And also, you must also know that there is a return back favor you will do for the company. That's how they increase. There's no HR manager is stupid. I've worked with HR manager before. I see how they operate. Those guys are very, very shrewd in their way of making deals with employees. Very, very shrewd. They don't give you money because you just think you are the best thing after sliced bread. They want to see what you can contribute to the company. And when you have become a huge contributor, they will increase your. They have to, because they don't want to lose you. Because they know that if you leave, there's a problem. So they don't put themselves to work. They only put money to labor, and the labor do the work. So no labor law can determine the amount of cash that can flow to them. There's no labor law. Even there's no policy in any country that can determine how much a business owner can earn. The only thing they can do is to tax them. That's the only thing. So there's no labor law that affects them, and there's no country anywhere in the world that can put an embargo and say, okay, as a business owner or a CEO, you must not earn more than this. No. In fact, what the thing that every country does is that they tax them. As you earn more, your company earn more, you receive more tax. So the country are already the government are already happy as you are making more money, because the more you earn, the more they will receive more money from you. So nothing affects them. There's no limitations. And some I've said earlier that some of these people, these CEOs, they know how to transfer the burden back to the masses. So if the government tax them beyond what they are beyond their profit, or they want to tax away all their profit away from them, what they will do is transfer this back to the company, to the product, and the product will be very expensive as you go back to the poor people. So it is poor people that are actually paying their tax. So if you see a CEO anywhere, when we say they are being taxed, well, they may be the one paying the tax directly to the company, but indirectly they are not the one paying it, because every goods you buy, there is value tax to it, there's withholding tax, there is this, there is charges on it. You know, you are buying one goods in the market, they have almost like 3 tax on it. You do that now. So that means a goods must come as much as $5. By the time you see tax, this is $7. See that now. But a goods can be 10,000 naira before you see every tax on it is already 12,000 naira. What is the meaning of that? That means people are already pushing the tax burden back to people that buy the product. So in a real sense, they are not really losing. No matter how much the government tax them, They will have a way to transfer the burden back to the product, and anybody that buy it. So anybody that buy it pay their tax. So no labor law can determine amount of cash flow that can come to them. They can only tax them. So they have multiple ways of income, investment, and business where they use others to create and maintain. So this the brainy are the people that use that have multiple ways of income. They have different investment. They have different businesses where they use others people to create and maintain. So they use people to create. They are called brainy, the one that took the risk. The risk. It's just like somebody who started the somebody called me. Um, I told somebody, is it 2 or 3 days ago? The person started in school, and then the school was not working well, and then uh, he was talking about the burden, and I can understand how you feel, because whether people the business go well or not, the school go well, people will get paid. You are that one is your own burden. People will get paid, and although it's just a starting point, but you can feel the burden of so this is what people pass through when they start with something, when they want to work on an idea. This is very 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 hard. But when the school begins to work well for you, you are going to enjoy it. So nobody can stop you. Nobody can no employee can tell you what you are saying is too much. You don't have that power. Do that now. So the risk people took to get something done is what makes them to have unlimited access to wealth as they rise. Other people that got employed, they don't have anything to lose. The best that they resign or they leave and they found that job. But you that they leave your company, you are still sitting down here, poor, broke, bankrupt, scratching your head, going scatter, finding out that we are going to revive the company back. And sometimes the company may be bankrupt beyond control, that you have to sell it off. People have set many business off and sell it off for other people to buy it up. They can buy the machine that is there, they can buy the building, buy the whole things, buy the name, and then you have to collect the money and go and start afresh somewhere again. See that now. So those are the burdens that people actually passes through when it comes to uh, wealth creation. So and when people say I want money to working for me, people don't know what they are saying. Even when you say okay, go and invest, sometimes you can buy a stock and the stock crash. It's true. People have buy stock before the stock went down. They buy stock worth of 300,000, and in just 2 years the thing reduced to 10,000. It does not go. There are many companies people have bought that the stock lost its value. People, except some few money market that now that you can put money, then we can agree that certain, but their percentage are very low. Like fixed deposit now, highest is 15%, 10%, 12%, or you put your money in treasury bill, government bonds. You see that now. There's low money. You make money, but the money is low. See that now. The only thing you can make money from this is that when the money you put inside it is very much, you can have higher chunk of percentage that will come out to you at the end of 6 months or 1 year, or the money or the instrument of money you use to invest. You see that now. So these things they are not things that are very very straightforward. If they are teaching you wealth creation, they should also teach you the risk that is there. So as an indemnify, you bear no risk, but what you can earn is limited. But in the brainy, you bear risk, but what you can earn is unlimited. So the choice is yours. Any category you find yourself, there is limitation to it in one way or the other. It's just that the limitation is different. It's so different. And sometimes if you are part of people that want to establish a company, one policy of a country, or one inflation, or one price hike, it can wreck the company. Or a little mismanagement of fund, maybe you make mistake, people mismanage funds, it can wreck the company. You see that now. or you go and took loan to do some projects and it fails, or you want to scale oil, you scale into a wrong business portfolio and it fails, it backfire. So the risk is it make people to run away from that area at least a little, because people come here, people have went ahead and commit suicide because what they have used their 20-30 years to build just went down the drain because of one mistake or something that happened. And sometimes natural disaster, earthquake can happen, tornadoes, flood, it can happen and affect the whole company, affect anything you do. And even if you are the one that even invest that company as an investor, it can affect the whole company and then your money goes down. You see that now. The best you can sell is how you quickly sell your stock you have with them, and then that's all. See that now. So there's nothing really easy in anything making money. Either you work for money or money work for you. There's nothing really easy about it. It's just that you understand the risk, you took the risk, and then you know that this is what I can have, this is what I cannot have. Very simple and basic. And you see that people who understand these things knows that uh, these are the two people or two ways how money works when it comes to uh, the when it comes to wealth creation. These are the two ways majorly how money works. Majorly how money works. So if you understand this perspective very well, you will see that I'm just not just coming from the standpoint of whether you're an employee or employer, or you are finding job, or you are a job creator, or you are a business owner, or you are anywhere you find yourself. You should know what happens to you, because both of you are part of wealth creation system. Both of you, nobody's actually less or more. It's just that we just took our bear risk at different level. If you are a business owner, you are not actually a business owner until there is somebody that's working under you that make the business strong. It's just simple as that. And you are not an employee until somebody create job for you to work on. It's just that we need each other as the value chains run over and over again. So I believe that we have understand this thing very well when it comes to. I've said many things about wealth creation that I've not yet said. I just see that like I did not see them. But if you can read between the lines, you understand that this man has already opened up a thing that it can take you a lot of years to really understand. But for the sake of this of this teaching, I've already mentioned a lot of things about that area. So next time you come our way, I'm going to teach us the two category of people in the wealthy place. So I'm going to um, talk a little about wealthy place, the wealthy place. So, and there are two kind of people that operate in the wealthy place. Yeah, people that operate in the wealthy place. And I'm going to expatiate more. It's just like a continuation of what I just explained now. So I'm going to uh, expatiate more and use the scripture to give us deep revelation of what we mean by the wealthy place. Until next time I see you, I believe that you have your value for time. Next time I see you, I believe that you have learned one or two things. Do well to like, subscribe, and share, and comment what you think about this video. And until next time I see you, thank you, God bless you, and remain blessed, and bye for now.